Welcome and congratulations. If you guys are here right now, it means that you guys want to learn more about options, and I am happy to teach you. I'm glad that each and every single one of you guys are here taking time out of your day to listen to me talk about options. So I just want to say welcome and congratulations to the 2026 free options trading course. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So once again, welcome. I'm glad that you guys are here and I'm excited to be able to share this with you. I've kind of wanted to do this for a long time, just haven't really had the time to until now. So I'm finally doing this and put it together. Super happy to do that. So kind of what are we going to go over in this course? I think it's important to start at the very beginning and teach the fundamentals. You can go ahead and skip through some of these things if you already know. Essentially, I'm going to start at the very beginning, like as simple as what is a stock, and then I'm going to move into trading from there, options, talk about some of the indicators and the strategies that I use, and then lastly, kind of get into the psychology of trading because I think it's one of the most important parts, especially when you're first starting out trading, is psychology. It's probably close to like 80% of trading in general is psychology. This is kind of going to be the path that we take. It's going to be start to finish. I don't really get into advanced stuff. It's mostly beginner and intermediate learning. So no super advanced options strategies yet. I am planning on doing another course for those more advanced strategies, but just the beginning, just the basics for now, and then I'll get into that, down the road. So in this video, you will learn how to build confidence in your trading and wealth journey. Second, it's not a get rich quick course or video. Like, I hate when people sell the idea that you can get rich quick because you can't guarantee anybody getting rich, first of all. Every single person's different. Everybody has a different timeline and budget. So I just want to say that, like, that's not what I'm selling in this course. I don't want you to get the idea that I'm just going to, oh my God, you're gonna learn how to trade options and you're gonna get rich tomorrow and you're gonna start making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a day. Like, just to set expectations, that's not what I'm selling here. I haven't made millions of dollars trading options. I did pretty well last year. I'm hoping to do well again this year. I've done well this month. But I'm not going to sell you the idea that, like, you can quit your job, go all in on options trading, and you're going to be a millionaire next year. Like, I just don't want to sell that idea, but they are extremely powerful and they can be life changing. So I think it's important if you want to learn. Um, I think it's important that you do learn because they are a powerful tool. They can make you rich. I just don't want to sell the idea that it can happen tomorrow, like a lot of these people online try and do. So, what will I be giving out? I'm going to go step by step through the different lessons. There's quizzes you can take. You can choose to take them or not. It doesn't really matter to me. If you take them, you'll probably learn more and it tests your knowledge just to make sure that you actually know the material. Um, this is going to be in the WAP course. If you're not in that, go ahead and join that. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube and in WAP. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, I have a WAP where this is posted, and if you're seeing this in WAP, you will see those quizzes in there. And then you will get community access for discussion and questions. So if you go ahead and join the Discord, I have a community where you can ask questions. I will make sure that I answer them. If not, somebody will probably answer you in there. I think it's just a good place for you to ask questions and to learn. I'm going to try and be as active as possible and get back to people as they come. So that's going to be a really great thing that you can access, or a tool that you can use. Next, real trade breakdowns and examples. So when I actually start taking my trades, you're going to see why I'm taking the trades, my entry and my exit, and kind of breaking it down step by step of why I think that this is a good option to get into. I'm not necessarily going to do this every single day because I swing trade options. So this is going to be maybe a once every month kind of thing, and it'll be a little bit more in depth so that you can see why exactly I'm getting into that position. So first off, who even am I? You guys are about to go through a course with me and y'all need to know who I am so that you can trust me. so that you guys know what I'm about. So, who is Dylan Lineberger? I grew up in Round Rock, Texas, and I guess I had like a normal childhood. I guess I didn't have any like issues. I grew up very well off, good family in the suburbs. You know, I had it nice. But my goal was to play in the NBA, and sadly, I am not 6'9" or 7 foot tall, so it was a little bit harder for me. I did play varsity for, I guess you could say, 3.5 years. My freshman year, I was between varsity and freshman, so I was kind of going back and forth. But I did as much as I could. I played AAU, I played varsity. I had some smaller D3 offers, and I decided to pass those up because I ended up doing track and field at UT. I got into UT and I wanted to go there because it's a great academic school. I decided to put basketball on the back burner and go and walk on for track and field. I I don't know how I think I was dunking one day and the track coach came in and was like, "Hey, I want you to do high jump." This is in high school. This is my junior year of high school. So I did it junior year and I did trash. Y- it was terrible. And then senior year I just popped off with a crazy mark and I jumped 6'9". So that put me in, I don't know, maybe like the top 5 in Texas at the time. And because I was top 5 in Texas, you know how people know how Texas track and field is. Texas track and field is insane compared to other states. Anyways, this allowed me to walk on at UT, but it wasn't really my passion. This kind of takes me into my passion for business. I tried a ton of different things. So, business number one was trading. I got into trading when I was in, I think my dad gave me $600 and I was in 7th grade, I think. And that's when I took my first ever trade. And it was mostly an investment. It wasn't really a trade, but just being able to see the dollar go up and down like so rapidly, I kind of like it had my mind hooked. I kind of wanted to understand how it worked. So I think that was for sure the first business I got into. And then it slowly grew through the years. Like I started learning more, but I wasn't all in 100%. Uh, it was it was mostly like a side thing. So business number two was wheelchairs. I was selling wheelchairs, and it sounds insane. I started off with I would go to Goodwill and I was buying wheelchairs for maybe like 20, 30 bucks. You can get them off of eBay for 20, 30 bucks. A lot of people were selling wheelchairs for like 20, 30 bucks. And then you were able to there's like certain wheelchairs that they sell for up to $1,000. So I remember my first wheelchair. We got it for like $20 at Goodwill, and I sold it for $1,000 within like a week and a half. And like I don't know, being in high school, seeing how you could turn $20 into $1,000 from selling a wheelchair, I was like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. So I was doing that for a little bit, but the only issue I was running into was there wasn't enough wheelchairs. Like I would go into different Goodwills and I couldn't find any wheelchairs. And I guess it just wasn't sustainable. I was still in school. I wasn't really thinking about it too much. I was like, you know what? Let me just sell a couple wheelchairs and I'll be fine. So that was business number two. Business number three was personal training. So you can see right here that there's a ton of kids right here and I'm training them. And that was a really enjoyable business because I would like rent a court at the Round Rock Sports Center and I would just train kids. And I was doing that like during the summer and anything to not, I don't know, do a traditional job, I would say, is what I was doing. I was honestly doing anything but getting a traditional job. I was just trying to hustle and make money. So I did that. That was really fulfilling. I liked it until, people would go back to school. For back to school, people didn't have the time to, I guess, a lot of people weren't signing up to do personal training, and it was really hard to find business. And I also had just got into business. Like I like learned how to make a business card. I learned how to make a flyer. I learned how to make a website, which nobody ever went to because I didn't know how to promote the website. So I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. I was kind of just starting off and kind of, I don't know, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just trying to make some money here and there, just enough to be able to pay for gas. Business number four was very interesting. I got in trouble for business number four, and you can tell that I'm in class right now with classmates. And what I was doing was during COVID, online school kind of made it easy for me to do this and get away with it. But people would come to me for answers. I found out that I could replicate my, like, a lot of people were getting the same test questions or the same quiz questions or the same homework questions. So what I was doing was I would send out a snap on Snapchat. I would say, "Hey, I'm giving out answers for this," or what I would do is I will log into your platform and I'll do whatever for you. I'm not gonna try and incriminate myself even more. I already got in trouble for it. The school found out. I got punished. Anyways, I was doing that for people and they were paying me like $20, $30. But what I would do is I would hire somebody else to do it for like $5. So I was having, actually, I think it was more. I was doing it for like $40, and I would do somebody's quiz or whatever. And then I would hire somebody for like $5 to do it for them, and I would stack them up with quizzes. Like I'd have them take like 10 quizzes. So for a period of, I don't know, maybe a month, I was making like $300, $400 a day just doing that. And it was good until I got caught. And then I had to shut down my business, obviously. The next business was drop shipping. I don't have any photos or videos of me drop shipping because I was kind of embarrassed and I didn't keep anything. After it failed, like I kind of got rid of all evidence that I ever tried drop shipping. So unfortunately, I don't have anything from that. But I tried drop shipping. I was just so new to business that I didn't even know what I was doing. It was just the drop shipping hype. I saw all the YouTube videos and I got stuck into it. Business number six was um I wanted I wanted to put lights on people's houses for Christmas, so I set that up, and then I came to the quick realization that I didn't like doing it, and I absolutely hated it. Didn't want to get on roofs, didn't feel like doing manual labor. It was just not for me. So I probably did like two, and I think I quit. That was it. The next business, this was the hardest one for me. This was so like this one messed with my mental a lot because this one is wholesaling real estate. This one changed my perspective a ton. It's the hardest I had ever worked on anything in my entire life. I was This was during college. I would get up before like track and field practice. So track practice, I'd practice like 3 hours a day. I'd have lift in the morning, and then um, I'd have a workout in the middle of the day. But what I was doing for wholesaling was I would get up like stupid early and I would drive around neighborhoods and I would just mark down all the homes that looked pretty distressed and I would cold call them. So before practice, I was going and I was getting lists, like lists of over 100 people, like driving through these neighborhoods in Austin. Then after lift and after class and after schoolwork, I would call up. I was maybe dialing, I don't know, 100 to 200 people a day. And that was tough on top of doing track and everything else. So that was probably the hardest. And the fact that I made $0 from it, like I spent so much money into the software for it. I spent a couple $1,000s on a course with you can see me right here in a Zoom meeting with the mentor that I paid, and he did a good job. I can't even blame him for it. He showed me everything. He kind of walked me through. He would get on like weekly calls with me, and he was like, "Hey, how many calls have you made? Are you going and looking at houses?" He was listening into my calls and everything. But I think once the season really started, I started to travel. Like, I was so discouraged from it that I just completely gave it up. I quit and I decided not to pursue it because I was also pursuing my real estate license. And I got my license at, I think I was maybe 19 years old or 20 years old. I'm 22 now, but I got my real estate license at 20 years old, and that was business number 8. I would say that this one's been the best one for sure because I'm working with a great company. I get a ton of clients. It's pretty consistent, and I have no like, I'm super blessed because I can work from wherever I want to. And this is like my full time thing. Working as a real estate agent has been what I've spent most of my time doing outside of like when I was doing track and field. Those are the businesses that I've started. As you can tell, I'm super interested in business. But what was kind of lingering in the background was like the trading and everything. Like I just could not get trading out of my head. I was doing it this entire time. And you can tell that uh, I have some screenshots from back in like 2020, 2022, like really, really early. But I discovered options trading my senior year of high school. A friend put me on after he said he made like $60,000 shorting SPY during COVID, which is super smart. But I looked up to him. He had just graduated, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, in like a couple months, I made 60 grand." So I started talking to him about options because I had only traded, and I didn't know how to trade options at all. Like I was only trading stocks, and once he taught me options, it kind of just stuck. Like I kind of fell in love because it was the only thing that was really working for me. Um, Outside, like the other businesses, they had literally all failed, and like this was the only thing that had like worked for me. I spent a lot of time learning over the years. I have, you know, done pretty well for myself last year. Like I said, I made over 6 figures, and that was more, I made more last year trading options than I did from real estate. I'm glad that I have real estate because it's consistent. I had some months where I made $0 last year trading options. I had some months where I was multiple 5 figures. So options is pretty inconsistent, and the way that I trade them is just long term. I don't day trade. But as you can tell, I have been trading options since, I think that some of these screenshots are like 2020 and 2021. I've been trading them for probably like 5 years now. And trading in general has probably been about 9 years. Let's kind of get into the meat of it, how this course is going to go, kind of the timeline for it, and the table of contents. So first, this is the introduction. Next, we'll get into the setup and how to set up your brokerage account, etc. Intro to the market, order types for options, some of the indicators I use, options basics, options pricing and Greeks, beginner strategies, swing trading and day trading options, leaps options, risk management, psychology and discipline, and then also some live examples, and then a bonus section at the end. That's kind of the table of contents for this course. But before we get started, I just want to make sure that options trading is right for you. When you're first starting options trading, it's important that you have a that your budget is sufficient enough to be able to trade options. And what I mean by that is some options contracts are pretty expensive, especially the way that I trade them. So sometimes it's better that you have more money trading options than having less money. You might not be able to purchase some of the contracts that you would otherwise purchase if your budget was a little bit lower. Something else is if you're trading with like less than, I think I'll just give a number out there, $2,000 is reasonable. Anything less than that, I think you're better off buying a funded account and trying to learn how to trade futures. Like, I would just honestly say that. Like, don't waste your time because I feel like you're going to lose money because you can't get into contracts that really matter. It's possible. It definitely is, but it's going to be so slow. The way that you grow, you're not going to go. It's super hard to go from like $1,000 to $10,000. That's literally a 10x, right? I'm talking about taking like 50% gains. So if you're trading with $1,000 and you're making $500, that's not necessarily going to change your life. So if you're going to trade with less than that, I think it's better that you just buy a funded account and day trade, or just invest until your account is large enough for you to get into some options. I would say once you get to about $2,000, then it actually makes this worth it and you can start learning. But anything less than that, honestly, I don't think it's like it would be worth your time. The next thing is, do you have the time to manage trades? So, like I said, I'm only going to be teaching swing trading. This is not a day trading course. I don't day trade. I don't teach day trading. This is going to be a swing trading course for people that have full-time jobs, for people that are students. If you're a full-time student, if you have a full-time job, this is going to be perfect for you because you can make money on the side and you can continue working. This isn't going to replace your job. At some point, it might, you never know. For me, it might at some point, but I really do like working on things. I don't like trading in the morning because then I have so much free time in the afternoon. I like to work on things. I do day trade occasionally, but I'm not going to be teaching it. So, do you have the time to manage trades? Really just means this isn't going to be day trading. This is going to be swing trading. So, uh, honestly, if you have a full time job, this is for you. If you're a full time student, this is for you. And then next, does it fit your priorities? If your priority is to, focus on whatever it is that you're doing, you should focus on that. A lot of the times when I was first starting out, I would jump from thing to thing and I wouldn't focus on one thing. So if this fits your priorities, if you have time to learn about it, then by all means, like, go right ahead. This is going to be perfect for you. But if you have other things that you're really, really, really focused on, then you should probably put your money there because that's going to give you a better return in the long run. If you want to make money off to the side and you have a little bit of time to, I guess, invest in your knowledge first, because once you know it, you're good. It doesn't really take up much of your time. But what you don't want to do is try and focus on a ton of different things at once. Oh, I want to day trade. Oh, I want to trade futures. Oh, I want to trade crypto. Like, really focus on one thing, find that one thing, and then kind of stick with it and get good at it.